I have the Powerbeats Fit here, and I have to say only Apple can take recycled material and make the packaging feel so premium. They did a fantastic job, and I've come to realize that it's all these logos and things are just plastic wrapped around. It's not actually on the recyclable materials. When these were announced, I was absolutely ecstatic. They did a little teaser with them in ears, but what we got was the final result, and I was highly disappointed because here we have the Beats Fit Pro. I thought these were a sequel to that. No, these are a different set of headphones. These are the Powerbeats Fit. I wanted the Beats Fit Pro 2s. And you might be asking, what's the difference? They were not able to put Pro in the title for this for a reason, because these headphones don't have any of the health tracking features that the AirPods Pro 3 do, or that the Powerbeats Pro 2 have. But I don't want headphones that wrap around my ears. I've never liked that design. I loved this design. The only problem with these is the rubber tends to give out very easily. I mean, look at my other ear here. Look at this one. Just so what do we get in here? What you get is a redesigned ear tip shape. What you get is apparently a new, better rubber that hasn't been proven but should not fall or not break off as easily. They say Powerbeats Fit is the next generation of Beats Fit Pro with improved comfort and durability. This is not a new generation, because what you get in here is the same H1 chip, a little bit better active noise cancellation, very minimal, and 1 more hour of battery performance. But the fact is, this should not, for this price point, you should have the H2 chip. You should have the health tracking features. Why does the AirPods get the health tracking features when this is for people who work out, people who are concerned? There's a reason why I get these over the AirPods. AirPods has a very premium sound, especially the newest ones. But for working out, especially high activity running, I don't feel like this is secure in my ear. I feel like it's going to fall out. Even though it doesn't, these give a type of stability you need, where you don't have to think about or be concerned about. Now that I've got my judgments out before actually testing these out, I'm actually going to test these out and see how they work. Let's open them up. Okay, so like I said, there goes. Hey, they got the little engraving, which is nice. And that's one thing Apple does extremely well, is the packaging. Now, this case does seem quite a bit smaller. And another thing, why in 2026 does a $200 headphone not have wireless charging capabilities? Yes, this was USB-C, and so is this. This deserves wireless charging. But, see, let's take it out. There's still a great looking headphone. It actually looks kind of different if I can do a side-by-side comparison. I know it's hard to tell with one wingtip, but the wingtip is a little bit smaller in here. Now, if they didn't give a charger, I wouldn't be surprised. And shockingly, no charger, just the tips. This first generation, you can say what you want, it came with a bigger box, and it also came with a charger, which is crazy to me in 2026 that you can. It feels like you cheaped out on this, that maybe you, instead of, you get a sticker, which is kind of cool, get a sticker, but it feels like you want this to fail. Like, oh, our sales weren't that good, we're going to move on from this lineup. Or something. It feels very sabotagey. Because why? This would be the #1 selling headphone if you gave the health features. You put the H1, charge $50 more. We're willing to spend that if you make it more premium. So I'm guessing that we have the the medium tip in, but it also comes with extra small, small, and large. So here's how they look in ear. And I will say that the noise cancellation is a bit better, but I'm going to test these out over the next few days, maybe even a week, to see how I like them. They do fit nice in ear, and I will say they are even a bit more comfortable than the previous generation, but let's see how they perform. So after owning these, using them constantly every day, whether for working out, at work, regardless, these are the same exact earbuds as the Pro. There's a reason they didn't call these the Pro 2, and because these are no Pro, I'm very disappointed with these headphones. Yes, you get an hour more of battery life, but that's it. The only benefit these actually have is the new rubber, and I don't find them extremely more comfortable than the last. Are they a little bit more comfortable? Sure. But the problem with the last rubber was every single pair, anyone you talk to after a few years, ripped off. I wouldn't mind of spending the $250 the AirPods Pro 3 cost. Give this the chip. These are made for working out, and you didn't give it any of the fitness. Look, is it a bad headphone? No, that's not what I'm saying, especially if you don't own the first gen. But if you own the first gen and the rubber still works fine, absolutely disappointed. We wanted a Pro 2, and this felt like a cop-out. I'm just very disappointed. Active noise cancellation, exactly the same. Sound quality, exactly the same. And I'm just extremely disappointed by Apple in the decision to make this. And don't get me wrong, I'm still sticking with the Apple system, but it's just very frustrating as an owner, somebody who loves the Fit Pro lineup, that we didn't get a Pro 2, instead we got this. Maybe one day we'll actually get a Pro 2, because the wingtip is my favorite headphone design, and as someone who runs at least a minimum of 6 to 7 miles every morning uphill, this is not going to get it done.